Hi everyone, welcome back to musictrainer.com. Today I'm going to talk about the modes, principally of the major scale today, and how to use them, and also how to learn them on the bass in a little more effective way than the typical way that they're taught. So first of all, let's look at what the modes are, and then how we apply them to music. We'll do everything related back to the key of C today for simplicity. So I'm using a 4-string bass today. If you remember on some of the previous examples that I've played on the website, I've used both a 4 and a 5-string, but the 4-string will probably make it really clear today for me to demonstrate this. So we're going to start on the note C, here on the 3rd fret of the A string. And just to refresh your memory, we'll start off with the C major scale, which we did before. So 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Okay? Now, if we notice the notes of the scale, we've got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now, the modes, the principle of the modes is that we can get a new scale starting on each degree of the major scale. So for instance, the 2nd degree of C, C major, the 2nd note is a D. So what if we were to only play the notes that were contained within the C major scale, but we ran them from D to the D 1 octave higher? We get a whole new scale. Check this out. So D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. It's a whole new scale, even though I'm only playing the notes that are contained within the C major scale. If you were to look at a piano, and I would recommend you check out the section that corresponds with this in the keyboard harmony section, which Scott Tibbs will be doing. If we run this, you'll notice that we're only using the white notes on the piano. So we'd be going D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. It's a whole different scale, and we can do this with every note of the C major scale, just building a scale on each degree of that original major scale. So I'm going to run that for you very slowly each time, and then we're going to look at each individually and how they work. So, start off with C major again. Now, using only the notes from C major scale, we're going to run from D to D. So D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. It's a new scale. Now if I start on E, the 3rd degree of the C major scale, and I run from E to E, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. New scale. Start on F. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Same thing, starting on a G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Same thing starting on A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Starting on B. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And then we're back to C again. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now each of these has their own individual sound, and each of them has their own application. Now, the way we often learn these is just to kind of run them up and down the neck. And we're going to start off just doing that to understand them, but then in the next segment, we're going to really look at how to learn these really properly and relating them to playing over a chord and so on, and a chord sequence. So, let's look at the names of these modes and what type of mode they are. Well, if we look at the major scale, let's examine that first of all. So we go C, D, E. The 3rd note, the E, is a major 3rd. This is very important. It defines the basic quality of the scale. Why is it a major 3rd and what is a major 3rd? Well, let's look at that. It's 2 whole steps away from the root. So if you look at that, we have the note C, then we go to a D, then we go to an E. If you'll notice, there's a half step between each of those notes. We have C, there's a C sharp or a D flat there, and then a D. So that's a whole step, C to D. We call that one whole step. It's actually like 2 frets apart. Then there's another 2 whole frets distance between the D and the E. So that's another whole step. So the total distance between C and then the 3rd of the scale, the E, is 2 whole steps. That tells us that the interval between the root, in this case C, and the E, is a major 3rd. If we were to go down to an E flat, or here, you can hear it a bit more clearly, that's only the distance of a step and a half, because we go C to D, and then D to E flat, step and a half. That interval is called a minor third. Now, look at my hand position when I play this. If it's a major third in the scale, I tend to start the scale with my second finger, so I can go root, second, third. There's that major third, you see? Everything's right under my hand here. If it's a minor, then it's going to be a little bit different. Check this out. Major, minor. You can see that with a minor third interval here, I'm starting on the root with my first finger, but I'm going to the minor third. I'm stretching on the same string with my fourth because I can reach that easily. You see that? It means I'm not having to stretch back. You can also do this and play the root with your third finger and stretch back down the neck towards the headstock and hit a minor third there. Both are applicable, but usually for the modes we're going to look at today, if it has a minor third, we're going to start with the first finger. Has a major third in the scale, we start with the second. So, let's move up to the second degree of the major scale and look at this mode. So to refresh your memory, C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now, let's start on a D. Check this out. Notice I'm starting now on my first finger, and the reason for that is for what I just said. This particular mode or scale has a minor third. D, E, F. There's the third of this particular mode. And notice it's that distance I just talked to you about of a step and then a half step. A step followed by a half step. D to E, there's obviously a D sharp or an E flat in between there. See? One whole step. And then up to the F is only a half step, so it's step and a half, minor third. This tells us a very important thing. It tells us the mode in question is actually a minor type mode. So it's going to be applicable to use this mode over minor type chords. Major type modes work well over major style chords, but minor ones work over minor chords. So check this out. This is the one starting on D again. D, E, F, G. Now here's the important thing. I'm pivoting with my fourth finger. I'm going D, E, F, G. Then when I reach the A, I'm playing with my fourth finger so I can stretch back. A, B, C, D. Now again, I've had students come to me and they'll play this scale like this. I find this kind of awkward because you're having to stretch from this note, the G, to the A with the third finger, and then reach back. I don't think this is comfortable. It's much better to do this. D, E, F, G, then pivot to the fourth finger on the A, then stretch back to the B with your first finger, B, C, D. Check it out. I'll run that whole thing again for you. We're going to do the same thing in reverse. D, C, B, A, pivot to the first, G, F, E, D. I'll run that one more time for you. Pivot, back, pivot. See, it's much smoother. Now, we'll learn the names of these modes too. So this one is a minor type mode, and we call this the Dorian mode. D-O-R-I-A-N, the Dorian mode. Now, the important thing to know about this mode is it's really a great sound to use over minor chords. It fits perfectly. There's no note in this scale that will clash with a minor or a minor 7 or a minor 9 chord, for instance. It's really an excellent choice. A lot of bass lines use this. And as we go through this, I'm going to tell you some of the key notes that make this sound good. What makes this sound so good? Well, the basic composition of this, we have a root. The mode contains a minor third. It's got a fifth. And it's got a flat 7. So we can get D, F, A, C. We can derive that chord from this mode. And here's the arpeggio. D, F, A, C, D. Now, the other great thing about this is it also has a B in it, this scale. Check it out. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. The great thing about that is this sound, the B, is a great sound against a minor chord, this sixth. It's a very open sound to the mode and the scale. So we call this D Dorian. Again, one more time for you. I'll run through the notes as well. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. And back, and remembering to pivot as we descend. D, C, B, A, pivot, G, F, E, D.